Long before Tim Duncan ever stepped onto an NBA court, before the bank shots, the MVPs, and the championships, he was a quiet kid growing up in the sunny paradise of St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. His life was never about basketball. In fact, he didn't even touch a basketball until he was nearly a teenager. Tim's first love was swimming. His older sister, Tricia, was already an elite swimmer, destined for the Olympics. Naturally, Tim followed in her footsteps. He trained relentlessly in the island's only Olympic-sized pool, quickly becoming one of the best young swimmers in the Caribbean. Freestyle was his specialty, and by the time he was 13, people were whispering about the Olympics. Everyone just assumed he'd be next. Then came Hurricane Hugo. In 1989, the Category 4 storm slammed into St. Croix with unforgiving power. Homes were torn apart, power lines shredded, and lives uprooted. The island's prized Olympic pool, the one place Tim trained every day, was completely destroyed. Gone, flattened by wind and flooding. For most, that would have just been a setback. But for Tim, it was the end of a dream. With the pool gone, he tried to keep training. His coaches encouraged him to swim in the ocean, but that didn't last long. One day, while out in the open water, he saw something that would change everything. A shark. There was no attack, no near-death moment. But that glimpse of a fin slicing through the water was enough. Tim's fear took over, and that was it. He never swam competitively again. The Olympic dream, the path his family saw for him, was over. For a while, Tim floundered. He was tall, yes, but awkward, reserved, and uninterested in most things outside his family. That's when a local coach suggested he try basketball. At first, Tim was completely out of place. He didn't know the rules. He didn't understand the footwork. He barely knew how to shoot, but something clicked. Maybe it was the routine, the discipline, the rhythm of it all. Maybe it filled the void swimming had left behind. Or maybe, just maybe, it was destiny. Because Tim started improving. Fast. By the time he was 16, he had shot up to 6'10". He still wasn't flashy, no thunderous dunks, no chest-pounding bravado, but coaches noticed his footwork, his patience, his understanding of angles. He was raw but different. Wake Forest head coach Dave Odom took a chance on the quiet kid from the islands. And at Wake Forest, Tim grew, not just as a player, but as a man. He dominated college basketball, but he didn't leave early. Even when the NBA came knocking with guaranteed millions, he stayed. Not for fame or fear, but because of a promise he made to his mother before she passed when he was 14. He would finish college. In 1997, the San Antonio Spurs drafted Tim Duncan with the first overall pick. From there, the legend began. 5 championships, 2 MVPs, 15 All-Star appearances, all while remaining the same quiet, humble kid from St. Croix. No trash talk, no big ego, just consistency, humility, and greatness. In the end, it took a hurricane, a shark, and a destroyed swimming pool to push Tim Duncan toward basketball. The pool was gone. So Tim built his own lane on the hardwood, and he never looked back.